Everyone, it's another Wisdom Wednesday, and I trust that you're doing well today. As we are still thriving and striving to be and to become a better version of ourselves. Remember that mindset is everything. And today I'm going to look at a topic that I myself have dealt with. Um, I am thriving and striving to become a better version of myself. So I think I have been coping. I have managed to overcome it to the greater extent. But I develop strategies to, because habits, they take a while to go. So I develop strategy to help me to deal with it and to train my mind not to overthink. So overthinking is what we're going to look at today. I don't know how many persons are overthinkers, how many persons have been dealing with this, but as I said, I've dealt with it. And I train my mind, as that's why I tell you that mindset is everything. I train my mind to know and get the signs when I'm forced to overthink, and I just stop it right there. Yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. When you overthink, your judgment gets cloudy and your stress gets elevated. You spend too much time in the negative. It can become difficult to act. If this feels familiar, like a familiar territory to you, all right, here goes. I'm going to share some ways, some simple ideas that you can free yourself from overthinking. And I know where I get it from, but I'm not going to call no name. But we talk about it a lot with each other, and we work through it and try to help ourselves, because it can be good, it can be positive, and it has its advantages and its disadvantages. Because when you're an overthinker, what happens is that you don't make irrational decisions. You have to think about it, and you have to weigh the pros and the cons, and you don't take a risk, and it takes a long time, and it can be good and it can be bad. You don't get drawn away into things that you are not ready for, you don't know about, or you don't have a clue. You have to tell the individual, and they have to put it on a scale and weigh it before. So yes, that has been me from growing up. I've always been a thinker. You don't get me to get into something that I don't think about. Not spontaneous at all. To some extent, in some things, but in making decisions, I have to think about it a lot, and I think that has helped me to make all the decisions in my life to be who I am and who I thrive to be and to become every day. Is that I I I think on it. I think on it. But if there's something that is bothering me now, that is the disadvantage. If there's something, I think on it and I try to figure it out, and then it causes, and we're going to get into that, the anxious feeling and the stress and the too much pressure on the heart and the brain. So I realize that that is not good. So I have to develop strategy um, to deal with that and to curtail that, because I can't be thinking and too much that is gonna harm me as an individual. So I have developed strategies, as I said to you before, and I know when it is, I know when my mind is going there, and I know how to 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 stop it and to curb myself. So the first step, or the first idea, or the first cue is to know, is to be aware. Be aware. Awareness is the beginning of change. Before you can begin to address or cope with your habit of overthinking, you need to learn to be aware of when it is happening. Anytime you find yourself doubting or feeling stressed or anxious, step back and look at the situation and look at how you are responding. Yeah. In that moment of awareness is the seed of change, or the change you want to make. So that's the first thing. Next, don't think of what can go wrong, but think of what can go right. And I guess that's what happens with persons who are overthinkers. You are just thinking of what can go wrong and the possible. Oh, and you want it to be right, and you want all the T's to be crossed and all the I's to be dotted and all of that. So in many cases, overthinking is caused by a single emotion, fear. Yeah. And because I know that God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind, I can't entertain that emotion in any aspect of my life. That is why we are thriving to be and to become a better version of myself. And I hope that you want to do that too. When you focus on all the negative things that might happen, it's easy to become paralyzed, which is so true. Next time you sense that you're starting to spiral in that direction, just stop. Stop and visualize all the things that can go right. And keep those thoughts at the forefront of your mind. Don't think about what can go wrong, but use your mind and just visualize all the things that can go right rather than wrong at the forefront, and just focus on that to help you not to overthink. The next thing you want to do is to distract yourself into happiness. Sometimes it's helpful to have a way to distract yourself with happiness. Positive, healthy alternatives. Things like meditation, exercising, listening to music, playing something, an instrument, drawing, painting, can distance you from the issue that is at hand. And this is one of the things that I use. Whenever there's something that is on my mind or anything at all that would want to force me to overthink, I distract myself with happiness. I find something else to do. Right away, I just listen to some music, or I go talk to somebody, or I put on some clothes, or I take some pictures and or I look back at some pics that I have. You know, I like to take pictures, right? So I do something that will distract me and allow me to feel happy and merry rather than focusing on the issue at hand. So that's a good one. Also, to put things into perspective. It's always easy to make things bigger and more negative than they need to be. Yes, an overthinker does that. Oh my God, in your mind is like a big thing. And people who interact with overthinkers or have a conversation with overthinkers, they'll say, but it's not that. It's not all that. Or why are you making it so big? Or why are you looking at it so deep? And that is one of the things that happened to me. You look at the thing much deeper than other persons would. So put things into perspective. So the next time you want to make a mountain out of a hill, stop. Ask yourself, will this matter 5 years? Or the next hour, or the next minute, the thing that you're going to make a big scene about, or you're going to make in your mind or in your life, you're going to let it control your thoughts, or you're going to dwell on it so long. Is this thing worth it? Is it going to be there the next month? Is it going to be there the next hour? Sometimes no, so it doesn't work. It don't worth it. And that's one of the things that helped me. Okay, not worth it. Nah. So waste my strength and my energy and my mind power on that. No, that's one of the things that I learned. Yeah. Stop waiting for perfection. And I think this is it too. I have to say overthinkers, you want to don't take risks because you want it to be the perfect time. Oh, and this is really a big one. For all of us who are waiting for perfection, we can stop waiting for it right now. Because being ambitious is great, but aiming for perfection is unrealistic. It is impractical and it is deliberating. It is fake. It is not real. The moment you start thinking this needs to be perfect is the moment you need to remind yourself waiting for perfection is never as smart as making progress. Yeah, so throw it through the window because it's not real. Change your view of fear. And remember, fear is not something that you want to entertain. So whether you are afraid because you've failed in the past, or you're fearful of trying, or you're just fearful of some other failure, remember that just because it did not work in the past doesn't mean that it will not work again. And that is one of the things when persons are they are overthinkers. Oh, you're using the past. Okay, that failed before, so it's going to fail again. So I'm not going to put my money there. I'm not going to do that anymore because you're just afraid of risk because it has to be perfect. Yeah. So you have to change your view of fear. Next, put a timer to work. Give yourself a boundary. Set a timer for 5 minutes and give yourself that time to think, worry, analyze, overthink, all of that. But once that timer goes off, spend the next 10 minutes to think or to write down the things that you have been worrying about, stressing you, and giving you anxiety. Let them tear them apart. And then, so after that 5 minutes is, you're going to give yourself, because yeah, that's what, we're humans, and if that's how you are, you're going to think about it. So put yourself on a timer. Put a timer to work. So you're going to give yourself, okay, I'm going to spend like 10 minutes or 5 minutes to think about this. And then after that, I'm over with it. Yes, you have to put a timer on yourself. Realize you can't predict the future. Yes, I had to learn that too. Yeah. There's some things I just want to know. I just want to know everything, and I had to learn that you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know everything that's going to happen at once, or you're not going to know what to do all at once or before you can make this decision. Yes, so you have to take it in strides, and it's a process and all of that. Yes. So you have to realize that no one can predict the future. All we have is now. Live in the now, yes. And I learned that, and I'm trying my best to live in the now. Yes, and don't worry about putting all the things in the folders and in the categories and what must be and what you thought it would be and all of that. You have to learn that. Yes. So stop spending time worrying about the future because you're robbing yourself of now. Spend time being productive, doing something that you need to do for now. Accept your best. The fear that grounds overthinking is often based in the feeling that you aren't good enough, not smart enough, or hardworking enough, or dedicated enough. Once you've given an effort, given your best, that's good enough. So once you do that, know that that is all that is needed. And the last thing is just to be grateful. Yeah. Be grateful. You can't have a regretful thought and a grateful thought at the same time. Yes, you can't. So you have to choose one. Yeah. You got to choose one and work with that one. So I'm grateful for this. And I'm living in the now and not worrying about. And I think even for all that is happening right now, this can help any individual. Because it's so, we don't know what's happening. We don't know when it's going to change. We don't know all of that. It gives you that fear and that pressure to think, oh, my business is not going to go the way I planned it. I wanted to take a vacation. It's not going to go the way. Obviously it's not going the way. I wanted to get married. I wanted to start my house. I wanted to start a new job. I wanted this. I wanted that. But everything has changed. And you have to develop a strategy to help you to deal with it, to live in the now. Right now, today. You get up today and you're alive and you are well, just bask in that. Just bask in that and not worry about what did not, what will not, and all of that. Because what it does when you worry about the past or the future, it robs you from enjoying now. And you don't want that because life is a process. Yes, it is a process. And I've often said to you on Wisdom Wednesdays that if you look back at anything or how you were 5, 10 years ago, I'm sure that there must have been some growth in your life. You don't think the same way, you don't look the same way, you don't feel the same way, you don't speak the same way, you don't do the things you used to do the same way. So you have grown. And if you look at it from that perspective or that angle, you'll be forever grateful. But if you look and you measure your success at where you want to go, you're going to be miserable because life can be so unpredictable. You don't know what it's going to turn out to be. You don't know, and then it's just, and then you're like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, continue to thrive, to be and to become a better version of yourself as I'm doing the same. See you later for Wisdom Wednesday live on Zoom. Yeah, the Zoom ID is 661-622-7569. And we have a wonderful lady that is gonna be our guest speaker. And we are looking at the topic, who am I? We want to get deep into ourselves because we are thriving to be and to become a better version of ourselves. Sometimes we really don't take the time out to. And some persons might see the topic and say, oh, that's not interesting because I know myself already. We are always learning, sweetheart. We are always learning. And sometimes some simple things miss us. So now that we're in a new phase, we want to sit back, turn all the fingers on us now, rather than pointing them and only. I want to put all of them on us so that we can focus on me. Who am I? What was I created for? What do I like? All of these things we want to focus on. This person right here. Yeah. The girl in the mirror. So thank you and see you later and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye. I know somebody who is depending on my bye-bye. Bye-bye.